Hey, I'm back here with my 1350 scratch-built Botany Bay from the Space Seed episode of Star Trek. This is the scratch-built model that I'm making to go along with my 350 original series Enterprise. And I pretty much got her all finished up as far as all my little add-on details and things like that. My whatever those solar array panels or whatever those are supposed to be, and all that. I just basically, like I said, I copied most of the detail, the measurements and everything from the little 1000th one that came with the Enterprise model in that Space Seed kit, and just blew everything up to 350 scale. Basically, it measures in around 12 inches long overall, and I know there's a lot of resin kits that were on the past. In fact, I came across one. I don't know if it's still available, but I came across one last night on Google. Forgot what website it was. It was actually one of the pictures I clicked on, and it took me to a website, and it was a resin kit for normally $130 something, and it was selling for $47, 70% off, something like that. I didn't even look to see if it was available, being that I got my own here. A lot of the ones, you don't see too many of these on YouTube as far as 350 scale ones that guys have built, even the resin ones. Unless you go on Google and places like Cultman TV, there's a few gentlemen that built different versions and stuff. And pretty much there's a lot of different versions, you know, as far as the back area and stuff like that. They're different detail. Now on the studio scale one, a lot of the little greebles, the detail, those are like oil pans from model car kits, valve covers, blower units from like Hemi engines and stuff like that. I wasn't about to start, you know, those wouldn't be available for something this small to start with, and you know, unless you get them molded or something, and I wasn't going to start carving out pieces of plastic. So I just used just different thicknesses of sheet styrene, and some of the stuff I gave some shape to it, like you can tell there on the those little raised parts up on the top of the back end, little bracket braces over there and stuff like that. My wings up there, whatever those are, I call this the outer space submarine. But there's different places. This would have been like an oil pan back there, so I just kind of, you know, a couple pieces of sheet styrene look like an oil pan shape and stuff. And I didn't go into great detail actually making stuff look like valve covers and things like that. But it gets the point across. And basically, I copied a lot of the detail from, like I said, the little 1000 one, and just went from there and kind of duplicated that, only bigger. Basically, it's just about three times the size, pretty close to. So the back over here, these wing, whatever that hold the panels back there. I noticed on the studio version, there's real skinny support rods. Some of the different resin ones, I see the support rods. I see ones that look more solid and all that. I kind of took my own liberty, and I kind of based them on the kit ones and all that, where they're pretty large, and then they taper down, and they get smaller at the end. Now on the 1000th one, all together, they got like a big round disc in the center of those two panels. I left that out. I just left it a straight strut down there and stuff. Other than that, I'm happy with the way the model turned out. It was pretty easy as far as making these octagon shapes and everything. I just made like a couple parts like a skeleton, one on each end and then a couple in the middle. This one, the same thing. And then I just cut strips of sheet styrene for the widths and everything. If you go on Google, there's actually a table, a calculating chart that you type in what size octagon you want, diameter, overall size, and it'll give you what size each one of those flats should come out to, so you can get things pretty nice and even and concentric and everything. So that's pretty much what I did there. Same with this, just type in the size after you measure it up and determine what size it should be in 350 scale, and it'll give you the size for each one of your flats and everything. This was probably try to get this as accurate I can, where it's wider in the back and narrower in the front. The conning tower, I call it. Other than that, you know, like I said, I do have a long piece of brass tubing in here, so that way if it ever drops, because this front piece up to this joint here, this is one part. From here back to here is another section that I did, and then all this here to the back is another area that I did. And then when I joined them all together, I used 5-minute epoxy. But I wanted to have a nice support rod, so if it ever did get dropped or something, about the only thing that's going to break up that's the most delicate are going to be these panels, which, you know, there's no big deal. It'd be easy to put back together. But I wanted to make sure that these parts never, you know, never broke loose and everything. So I ran a tube through each section as one tube, and then everything, all the two joints are 5-minute epoxy together. So, but other than that, you know, it's pretty easy. If anybody wants to try out a scratch building project, this would be something pretty easy to start with. You know, you can get into it in detail more. You can probably order, you know, different customizing parts, you know, maybe car parts online and stuff. And if you want to really go all out and stuff, I just wanted to do something that represented the Botany Bay. And I tried to use some different sheets there, and I had some with ribbing in them and stuff like that. And I used that in different areas, give it a little bit more dimension and stuff. Some real small strips on the side there, and things like that. The panel array, I used some, you know, pretty thin sheet styrene for that, and I framed them out with some little bit larger styrene and all. Like I said, it's pretty much that's about it. It was a lot of fun to build, and like I said, this front nose, to get that the shape I wanted, I cut a bunch of pieces of strip styrene, and I got the curve that I wanted, and then I kind of glued them together like a fan blade around there and everything. And in between each one, I just used the squadron putty, the white in that, and filled it on with squadron putty, put a little bit of X on there, but not too much, and I was able to sand it pretty quick and easy down to the profile I wanted. And any little craters in there, I just went back in there with perfect plastic putty and filled in the little craters that left. I got a couple little marks there I still got to work on, but other than that, I'm happy with the way it turned out. I think it's pretty cool looking. It's going to look really nice next to my 50 Original Series Enterprise kit, and all that. And I'm going to call this pretty much about good to go to get painted this weekend, and we'll probably pop up a video by the end of the weekend. So the finished product all painted and weathered and stuff. I'll probably do a lot of heavy weathering, because it really looked like it's seen a lot of years in space and everything. And most of the photos I see and stuff, it's pretty heavy weathered and stuff. It's really beat up and stuff. So I'm gonna go all out, get crazy with it. But that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show you guys the finished product, how it came out and everything, and we'll go from there. And hope you guys like it and all that. And yeah, I suggest anybody that you know, has some modeling experience, you don't have to be a pro or nothing, but get yourself some styrene shapes. You know, they're cheap. It's very inexpensive, and you know, to build something out of your imagination. Even, you know, glue a bunch of styrene strips and tubing and different shapes together, and you know, create something on your own. Get a little bit of practice. You can even make something as simple as a little flying saucer. You know, a couple pieces of round sheet styrene, and poke some holes through for some windows. Throw an LED in there, and you know, it's a way to get some practice and start to acquire some scratch building skills. I got mine from back in the years past, back in the 80s and all that, the 70s and 80s. I was in the model railroading big time, and I used to scratch build a lot of my rolling stock, my structures. I made all my own scenery, the mountains and stuff like that, lakes, rivers, waterfalls, bridges, the whole 9 yards. So that's where I get most of my scratch building and weathering experience from. And I've been wanting to do this for a few years, ever since I built that Original Series 350 Enterprise. And then when I built the Space Seed model, I said, oh, this is pretty cool. I wish Round 2 made one of these in 350 scale, but I finally got around do it. I got a bunch of styrene collected. I got a whole Tupperware storage case full of it and stuff, so I decided to put it to good use and take my hand at building something. Wasn't sure how it was going to come out, wasn't sure if I'd even get it finished, but all in all, this took me 3 evenings. So it wasn't that much. And the only thing with the styrene, you can't use like the regular testers or stuff like that. You have to use that Plastoweld cement. So otherwise it won't hold. It'll come right apart and stuff. That Plastoweld, basically, you put the plastic together before you glue it. You join your two seams, and then when you apply the cement with the brush, the capillary action makes it run to the joint, and I mean it basically welds the plastic together and stuff. So the little area down there I got to go over with some putty yet and stuff and get that a little bit better looking. But other than that, like I said, there's a couple little areas to touch up with some putty this evening, and I'll probably get her painted up on over the weekend, tomorrow and Saturday and stuff, and probably by Sunday I should have a video up of the finished, all painted up and everything and weathered up and all that, and show her up and probably do a little video with her sitting next to the Enterprise too. So till the next time, hope you guys enjoy this. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for all you guys who are subscribing. Thanks for all the likes that you guys been giving me, and take care. Happy modeling. Give scratch building a try. It's a lot of fun. You can be creative, and you know, you can kind of make a model be your own, and it's it'll be different than everybody else's. Even if it's a store-bought model, you can do a lot of extra detail and stuff, and it's a form of scratch building too. Even if you bought a model kit and decided you're going to add some stuff or change some things, modify it or something, you know, that's considered all part of scratch building. So it's not that hard. It's cheap. Like I said, the sheet styrene is very inexpensive, and if you make a mistake, you're not going to be out a whole bunch of money. Like if you're building a big expensive refit or TOS kit and stuff, you're not going to be out a whole bunch of money. You'll be out a couple bucks. You can always run back to the hobby store, and usually the packages of sheet styrene you usually get about, depending on the thickness, anywhere from 2 or 3 to all the way up to like 10 sheets on the real thin stuff. So and like I said, it's inexpensive. The tubing, you know, a bunch of different there's all different size tubes, rectangles, square tubing, all kind of stuff. And what I usually do is, since I use it for making brackets for engine lights and stuff, and in sci-fi models, I get from Evergreen Styrene. They put out what they call an odds and ends bag. I think it's like $7.99 or $8.99 for the bag. You get a whole bunch of different styrene. You get sheet styrene, tubing, square stuff, sometimes like stuff that looks like angle iron, little plastic strips that look like angle iron, some solid round, some solid square. You get a good variety, and most of the sheets are pretty decent size. They're almost the size of like a notepad. I don't know what to call it size, like maybe like a 7x9 notepad or something. You know, they're pretty good pieces. It's not like little odds and ends that you throw away scrap. It's actually good sized pieces that you could really be creative with and build something stuff. And every bag is different, you know, no two are alike. So you know, you buy a couple bags, you might have enough to build yourself a whole you know, custom spaceship model or something like that, you know, from your imagination. So till the next time, I could going on a little too long with this, but till the next time, you guys all take care, have a good and happy modeling, and we'll see you. Bye.